The idea of taxing big digital companies has been around for quite a while. It's been something that's in the French political consciousness for some time, but it really became concrete towards the end of last year. One of the big challenges of having this tax is deciding exactly what to tax. And this bill puts forward two broad parts of the definition of what are digital revenues, which will be subject to this taxation. One is tax on platforms. So essentially, these are companies that provide services connecting users, like, for example, think of Airbnb connecting homeowners to people who want to rent property, Uber connecting drivers to passengers, that sort of thing. It's that sort of revenue that'll be tackled by platforms. Interestingly, in the case of Apple, it means that only a part of their revenue will be subject to this tax, and that's the part dealing with the App Store that connects developers to users, but it won't be applied to things like sales of iPhones, which is of course the biggest part of Apple's revenue. The other broad house in this is digital advertising services, the collecting, the use of data for targeted ads. It's a market that's dominated by Google and Facebook, so they're the main ones who will be subject to that tax. So that's what the tax is. The next question is who's going to pay it. The thresholds that have been set by this law mean that only the biggest players in the market will have to pay this. They will have to qualify with digital revenues, so those revenues we were just describing will need to be over 750 million euros globally and 25 million euros in France. Now, one of the reasons the United States isn't happy with this plan is because the majority of companies that will fall under it will be American. It's estimated to be about 30 companies will be subject to this tax. All of the names that you might suspect: Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Uber, Airbnb, all American companies. There are companies from other parts of the world also going to be subject to it: British companies, Japanese, Norwegian, Dutch, but only one French company on the list. That's Criteo. They are a digital advertising services company.